Tears are a powerful, universal response to emotions, from joy to sorrow, and they speak a language beyond words. Crying is more than just an emotional release. It's a complex biological process that helps regulate feelings and fosters human connection. Tears signal vulnerability, creating an unspoken bond and prompting support from others. They also have health benefits, reducing stress and aiding emotional healing. In this video, we'll dive into how tears are formed and why they play a crucial role in our emotional and physical well-being. A brief cry for help. The types of tears. Not all tears are created equal. In fact, there are three distinct types of tears that serve different purposes: basal, reflex, and emotional tears. Each of these plays a significant role in maintaining eye health and managing emotions. Basal tears are the unsung heroes of your eyes, constantly produced throughout the day to keep your eyes moist and lubricated, preventing dryness, irritation, and potential infections. Reflex tears are your body's defense mechanism, produced in response to irritants like onions, smoke, or foreign objects, quickly washing away harmful substances and protecting the eyes. Emotional tears are perhaps the most complex, linked to intense emotions like grief, joy, or anger. They differ from reflex tears in both composition and the reasons behind their production, often serving as a signal to others that we need emotional support or comfort. Understanding these three types of tears underscores how crying is not merely an automatic response, but a carefully coordinated process that helps protect, heal, and connect us emotionally. The chemical composition of tears. More than just water. Tears might seem like simple water trickling from your eyes, but they are actually a complex chemical cocktail with components designed for specific purposes. The largest part of tears, about 98%, is water, essential for eye lubrication and preventing dryness. Tears also contain important salts like sodium, potassium, and chloride, which help maintain fluid balance and support the tear film that keeps eyes hydrated. Proteins, such as lysozyme and lactoferrin, provide antibacterial protection, defending against infections by breaking down bacterial cell walls. Lipids or fats are present in smaller quantities, forming a protective layer that prevents tears from evaporating too quickly. Emotional tears, in particular, contain higher levels of prolactin, a hormone related to emotional regulation, as well as stress hormones like cortisol, which may explain why crying feels like an emotional release. Additionally, various enzymes in tears support digestion and further protect the eyes by preventing infections. This combination of water, salts, proteins, lipids, hormones, and enzymes makes tears far more than just moisture. They are essential for both eye health and emotional processing. The mystery of the brain connection. Emotional tears are deeply connected to our brain, particularly the limbic system, which processes emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, and stress. When intense emotions arise, the limbic system sends signals to the tear glands to produce tears. These emotional tears have a unique chemical composition, containing higher levels of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenocorticotropic hormone, suggesting that crying helps reduce stress. Interestingly, emotional tears also contain endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, which may explain why we feel lighter and calmer after a good cry. This connection highlights how crying is not just an emotional release, but a physiological process that helps restore balance and relieve emotional distress. Tears aren't just for you. Crying isn't just an internal process. It has an important social function. When we cry, we often signal distress, vulnerability, or a need for help. The act of crying, especially emotional tears, encourages empathy and compassion in others. Research has shown that when we see someone else cry, our brains respond by activating mirror neurons, which help us empathize with the other person's emotional state. This is why we often feel compelled to comfort others who are crying. Tears also serve as a nonverbal form of communication, signaling to others that we may need emotional support. This can help foster social connections and create a sense of unity in times of distress. Interestingly, emotional tears can even act as a form of social bonding, helping people to connect on a deeper level by expressing vulnerability. Crying versus laughter. Same chemicals, different vibes. You might be surprised to learn that crying and laughter have a lot in common in terms of the chemicals they trigger in the brain. Both laughter and tears activate the dopamine and endorphin systems, which are responsible for feelings of pleasure and emotional well-being. However, while laughter is associated with the release of feel-good chemicals, crying, especially emotional crying, can also trigger a flood of stress hormones like cortisol. Despite these similarities, the impact of crying and laughing is different. After a good laugh, you feel uplifted and energized. After a good cry, though, you might feel emotionally drained but lighter. This contrast highlights the different emotional purposes of each. Laughter tends to come from positive emotions, while crying is often associated with emotional release. A chemical stress ball in your eyes. Stress is a major trigger for emotional crying. Have you ever found yourself crying after a stressful day or a difficult situation? It turns out that crying is one of your body's ways of managing stress. When you're stressed, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol, which increase your heart rate, raise your blood pressure, and make you feel agitated. Crying helps reduce these stress hormones, acting as a natural reset button. By shedding tears, especially emotional tears, you may be lowering cortisol levels in your system, which could explain why many people feel relief after crying. It's almost as if the body recognizes the buildup of tension and finds a way to let it go. In this sense, crying can be seen as a form of self-regulation, allowing you to emotionally unclog and restore a sense of calm. Tears and hormones. Crying and hormones are closely linked. In particular, prolactin plays a crucial role in emotional crying. Prolactin is a hormone produced by the pituitary gland and is involved in emotional regulation and lactation. Studies have shown that emotional tears contain higher levels of prolactin than reflex or basal tears. This suggests that prolactin might help us process emotional stress and build social bonds. Women, due to hormonal fluctuations during the menstrual cycle, pregnancy, and menopause, tend to cry more frequently than men. However, men also experience emotional tears, particularly during times of significant stress. The connection between hormones and tears underscores how deeply intertwined our biology is with our emotions. How crying helps us heal. Crying isn't just an emotional release, it's also healing. Research suggests that tears contain endorphins and oxytocin, both of which are known to help alleviate pain and improve mood. After a cathartic cry, many people report feeling lighter, calmer, and more at peace. It's as if crying helps to reset our emotional state, providing relief from whatever emotional burden we were carrying. Beyond just a mood booster, tears also act as a natural detox for the body. Emotional tears are thought to help rid the body of toxins and stress hormones, providing both psychological and physical benefits. This makes crying not just a form of emotional expression, but a therapeutic release that promotes healing and emotional balance. Why do we cry? So, why do we cry? Is it simply a reaction to emotional turmoil, or is there a deeper evolutionary reason for this behavior? Crying is an ancient biologically ingrained behavior that serves multiple purposes. From an evolutionary standpoint, tears likely developed as a survival mechanism, signaling distress and the need for help. In the social context, crying helps us communicate our vulnerabilities, creating opportunities for connection, comfort, and empathy. Moreover, crying also provides significant health benefits, from reducing stress hormones to releasing endorphins. In the end, crying is an essential multifaceted behavior that plays a vital role in both emotional expression and physiological health. If you found this video on the chemistry of tears fascinating, don't forget to like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing insights and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. and we'll see you in the next video.